We are taking the top 10 e-commerce platforms and comparing the pros and the cons of each of them. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly which one of these you should use to build your online store. And at the end of this video, I will announce the winner that I personally think is the best e-commerce platform right now. And right now is the perfect time to start an online store. Last year, there was over $800 billion in e-commerce sales, and because of everything that's been happening, e-commerce sales has been growing like crazy. Last year, they grew by 40%. They are going to keep growing. The thing that's really interesting about this statistics is there's still so much room for e-commerce to grow. So if you think e-commerce is the future, this is the perfect time to build an online store. So let's get into it. Let's start with Shopify. Let's go over the pros and the cons of this. This is probably the most popular e-commerce platform for successful e-commerce entrepreneurs. Now isn't overall the most popular platform. We are talking about WooCommerce later, which is the actually most popular platform. But Shopify seems to be the most popular platform amongst the successful e-commerce entrepreneurs. There's a lot of really good reasons for that. One of which is that it's built for the ground up with e-commerce in mind, unlike some of the other platforms we will be talking about later. From the beginning, Shopify was about selling things online. They also have ton of apps, plugins and integration, so it makes it really easy if you want to connect to other services, or if there are something that Shopify doesn't have out of the box, add an app or some kind of integration. They also have beautiful templates and it's really quick and easy to set up. Now there are some pretty big cons with Shopify as well, the biggest one being at $29 a month. It's a little bit pricey. Now this price is actually pretty standard for professional e-commerce platform, but there are cheaper options later in this video that we are going to be talking about. But one of the good thing about Shopify is they have a 14-day free trial. But if you are looking for a cheaper option, stay tuned. We will talking about WooCommerce in just a few minutes, but I will move to the second one of this list. Up next is Squarespace, and Squarespace is the great if you want to build a beautiful website, but it's not the best platform for creating an online store. Now if you are a band or a podcast and an online store is not the main feature of your website, then Squarespace might be a really good option. But for the ground up, Squarespace was built to make beautiful website, not so much for the e-commerce functionality. So if you are looking to be professional e-commerce seller, I would stay away from Squarespace. Next up is GoDaddy. Do not use GoDaddy to build your e-commerce website. It is overpriced, and honestly I think they just trick a lot of people. It's a good place to go buy a domain, but I think they tricked a lot of people to upgrade and host their e-commerce site with them. Do not go with GoDaddy for your online store. BigCartel is another platform a lot of people are talking about, and the big pro with BigCartel is it's free. Now that's the only really big pro in my opinion. And something to keep in mind, it's free for the first 5 products that you add at BigCartel. BigCartel is made for artists and makers, that's their whole slogan. So I think if you are an artist and you are trying to sell one of piece of art or different things like that, then BigCartel might be a really good option. But if you are looking to sell your own products and you are really looking to build an e-commerce store, I honestly just don't think they have enough features. But I will say it's pretty easy to make a simple small store, and since your first 5 products are free, you can always test this one out. But I personally would never recommend this because they just don't have enough integrations, enough apps and enough features for you to be able to scale your business. But for the artists and makers, BigCartel might be a good option. Wix is another of those platforms that I highly recommend avoiding. It's not built for e-commerce. Yes, it added an e-commerce functionality to it, and it's good website builder if you want to build a general website. I actually think there's a better option out there, but it's okay, and it seems like a lot of middle-aged people tend to get tricked into using this to build their website and add an e-commerce functionality. do not go with Wix. Now before talking about WooCommerce, which is the most popular e-commerce platform out there, we do have to talk about Magento. And Magento is one of those e-commerce platforms that used to be really popular. And the good thing about Magento is it's fully customizable, but that's really the only pro for Magento. The negative side of Magento is it's very technical, it's very hard to work with, and you are gonna need to hire a designer. I don't know any e-commerce entrepreneurs that are still using Magento. I think it was something that used to be a good platform, but it's just not that good for a platform anymore. Another platform that a lot of people ask me about is BigCommerce. And BigCommerce used to be pretty decent. They have a lot of really good built-in features, but one of the big cons with BigCommerce is they have selling limits. If you sell more than 50,000 in a year, they start charging you extra fees. I don't want to have to pay more because my business is doing well. That just doesn't make any sense, and in full honesty, BigCommerce is same price as Shopify, but I think Shopify is way better. And that brings us to WooCommerce. Now we still have three more platforms: Amazon, eStay and eBay, but WooCommerce is one of those platforms I ask about all the time, and to be honest with, I think it's actually a really good platform. Now the first pro for WooCommerce is it's free. Kind of now the truth is WooCommerce is a free plugin in WordPress. Now to get hosting for a WordPress website does actually cost some money, but it's relatively inexpensive at around $5 to $6 a month. I personally use and recommend SiteGround for my WooCommerce hosting, and there is a link in the description down below. So the first pro is that it's free, and the next pro is that the most popular e-commerce platform. It's pretty user friendly, but if you really want your website to look good and perform a lot of functions, you are probably going to need to hire a designer or a developer to do some more of the technical stuff. Another issue with WooCommerce is that it's a very piecemeal, meaning if you want to add functionality, you are going to have to pay for it. You have to pay for all the different apps and add-ons, so even though it's free, the cost do add very quickly. And another con with WooCommerce is there can be security issue. There seems to be way more security issues with WooCommerce website than Shopify websites. And this is because all the different apps and all the different integrations are a lot more vulnerable on the WordPress website than they are with Shopify. But still overall, WooCommerce is a great platform. Now I am going to Amazon, eBay and Etsy. Now the pros with all these is they are already a lot of customers. When you are building your own website, it's actually very tough to get customer to your website. But the benefit of eBay, Amazon and Etsy is they already have people that are going to their website every day, and so if you list your product on any of these platforms, you are more likely to get sales because people are already looking for your products. But for the cons, for these platforms, they do usually have high fees to sell on Amazon. They take 15% and even a little more if you use their FBA program. And for eBay and Etsy, the fees is vary because it's decent chunk of your profit and can also kick off their platform at any time, and that's the downside of selling on Amazon, eBay and Etsy. It's not your website, it's not your the platform. You are playing in someone else's hand, and if they want to kick you out, they can. But I will say out these three platforms is far more powerful. Amazon made up to 50% of all e-commerce sales last year. Amazon is a $1.6 trillion company and they have millions upon millions of customers. Now that leads us the big question, so which these platforms should you use? Should you go with Amazon or should you build your own website? And my answer is to do both. I think Amazon is a great place to start and you can leverage all the opportunities that are out there. But you are still going to want to build your own website because there are always chance to Amazon kick you off. Even if Amazon doesn't ever kick you off, it's just good to have extra source of income. So that's bring us the whole point of the video. Which e-commerce platform should you use? If I had to narrow it down to just two, it would be either Shopify or WooCommerce, and they both have own pros and cons. And which one you should use really depends about how serious you are gonna be about the online store. I would say if you are looking to do over $10,000 a month in sales, go with Shopify. They are way more professional, it's way easier to set up, and they have way more apps and integration, and overall it's just a really good platform. You really do get what you pay for. But on the other side, WooCommerce is great if money is tight. If you maybe just want to build an online store just to test it, out, and you are not sure how serious you are going to be, and the truth is you can always upgrade to Shopify later. And WooCommerce is a relatively beginner friendly platform, but you may need to learn a little bit of HTML and CSS to really get the full capabilities out of it. Thanks for watching. If this video is useful for you, give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Which e-commerce platform you are going to choose? Let us know about it in the comments. And if you are new to our channel, subscribe and ring the bell for more top 5s and other tech related stuff here on SoftAsia Tech.